All right, hello everyone, and welcome to strength training. Hope everybody is doing well. Got a nice program laid out for you today. So let's get started. So we're going to begin first with our warm up. So standing up nice and tall, we're going to pivot over to the left side. So let's bring that left foot forward, and then we'll bring that right foot back. And I'm just going to have you come up and down. We're going to go for a stationary lunge. Just again, warming up this front hip here, focusing on this glute for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, now let's just change it over to the other side. So let's step that left foot back. We'll sink in. So nice big lift up. So we're gonna go for 10 repetitions on this side for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one here, and 10. All right, now let's just bring that right back to center here with those feet hip width apart. Now I'm going to have you take your squats down, bring the arms forward. We're going to aim for 10 repetitions. So we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, good job, guys. Okay, so let's again pivot over to the left side. We're gonna press the right heel to the floor. Let's go up and down with the heel. So we're gonna aim for 10 here. We're warming up that calf muscle. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then we'll change it over. Press that heel to the floor. A nice big lift up. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, good job. So let's bring this right to center. So I'm using the center of my mat as my midpoint, and we're going to take a step off to the right side, come back to center, and then take a step off to the left side, sinking into those knees and hips. So we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we'll bring that right back to number 10. Okay, so standing up nice and tall. So we're gonna hug those knees in. So nice big squeeze in. We'll go for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, good job. Okay, so we're gonna come right back to that center point again, and then we're gonna step off to the right side, and then we're gonna take a little hop to the center to switch. So you're gonna hop and do a switch stance, sinking into the knee, and then off to the other side. So we're gonna aim for 10 here. Good. All right, pump that out. So we're just gonna elevate that heart rate a little bit, sinking into those knees. So I'm gonna go for a couple more here. All right, now let's step that right back to center. So on the next set, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna take a step back with the right leg, sink into the knee and hip, and then lift, and then back down again. And then nice big lift up for 2, 3, 4, 5, pump those arms as well in there. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, now change that right over to the other side. So that left foot steps back. We got 1, 2, 3. I feel really imbalanced on this side today. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, good job. Okay, so let's do some chest openers here. Let's open up that chest, stretching that back. So we got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then circle forward. So maybe some big circles here and in the other direction. And then again, back to chest opener. And then we'll take that into some elbow rotations. And then in the other direction. And then finishing off with some wrist rotations here. And in the other direction. Okay. So we're going to aim for 3 sets of everything today. And we're also going to be working on around like 12 repetitions, mostly. So for the sumo squat, we're going to do a sumo squat with an upright row. So we're going to point those toes out, draw the palms facing in. We're going to lower down and then take a nice big lift up. Lower down, and we'll take a nice big lift up. Now, when you do this one, just make sure that the palms stay close to the body. So we're going to aim for 12. So let's get ready. Here we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 2 more here. Big lift. We got 1 and 2. Okay, so good job, guys. Now let's just take a little break here. So we'll take a rest, grab a drink, let those muscles recover, and then we're going to go right back into it. All right, just my goodies out of the way here. Step a little bit closer to you guys. All right. Always make sure that your workspace is nice and clear. Don't trip on anything. All right. So we're going to do that again. So we're going to point those toes out. Draw the palms facing in. And then we're going to lower down. And then we're going to lift up. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, almost there, guys. 10, 11, last 1, and 12. All right, so let's take a rest, grab a drink, of course, and then we're going to do another set. Okay, so taking our break, noticing that heart rate gets elevated a little bit when you got those double movements going on. So let that heart rate come down a bit, take a breather, and then we'll get right back to it. Okay. Okay, so pointing those toes out. We're gonna lower down and then big lift up. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last 2 here, big squeeze, 1 and 2. All right, so nice work, guys. Now just remember when you're doing that lift up, so just remember that as you do that lift, don't rotate those wrists in. Sometimes people do that. So keep the wrist pretty straight and just allow the movement to come from the shoulder, okay? So raising those elbows up just a little bit past the shoulder. You don't have to go too high. Sometimes you can't do that either. There might be some restrictions there, but essentially just a little bit past is fine. Okay. All right, now we're gonna bang off, bang off 1 more set. So this is set number 3 we've got here. So we're really ramping it up with our sets today. So we're gonna open up those toes. Okay, so here we go. So we're gonna lower down, big lift. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, good job on those. All right, so let's take a break. We're gonna do some lunge step back. So we're gonna do the reverse lunge. I always say the step back, but we're gonna do lunge, reverse lunge, get that right. And then we're gonna add in the bicep curl with that. So again, just working on a double movement here. So again, you'll notice with those double movements that it does really elevate the heart rate. So that's what we're aiming for. All right, so I'll stay nice and close here, won't get too far away. So let's begin. We're gonna step back and curl. Now let's bring that right back to center and then we'll switch it over to the other side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so good work on those. Let's take a little break there, let that heart rate come down. And then we're gonna do 2 more sets. We have 2 more sets. Turn my fan on here, get some air circulation. Okay. Okay, so we have 2 more, sets. And just noticing that with those double movements, if you've been following along for a while now, that the double movements or triple movements, they can really just elevate that heart rate. Love that, that's great. Okay, so let's get back to it. All right, so here we go. We got 1. So try to stick along with me here, but if you're a little bit behind, don't worry. So my repetition ranges are always more sort of the guideline. We got 5 or 6 actually, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and we got 12. All right. Nice work on those. Okay, so take your rest, grab a drink, let that heart rate come down, and then we're going to do one more set on that. Okay. All right. So just allowing that heart rate to recover, and then we'll get right back into it. So a few more seconds. So notice we'll just take a little bit of our breaks. So we're not always working like one right after the other. Specifically, say you're working on that one exercise, and then you just go and you finish, and then you go and you just start again. Not totally recommended, but again, too, it's really dependent on what your goal is. So, you know, we want to make sure that we can recover so that we can either continue to do the same weight that we're doing, or even just evaluating that set to increase the weight for the next set. Okay, so enough talking, here we go. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got 2 more. 1 and 2. All right, let's take that rest. That was a lot of work. Nice job. Okay, so on the next movement, we're going to be focusing on the upper body. So we've got some halos, as I call them. So I'm going to demo them while you're taking your break. So you're really holding the dumbbell here at the face, and then we're going to just bring that right over the head and then back around again. And then we're going to reverse. Okay, so remember to reverse the movement. So don't do all one side. I'll kind of remind you of that as we go, okay? All right, so here we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, and 2. All right, so simple. So I'm going to definitely increase my weight on that one. I felt like I could do a little bit more. So again, too, that's the same mentality that you're focusing on as well. If you do the set, you complete it, and you feel, that was kind of challenging, but it wasn't really 100%, then go ahead, increase the weight. So try to move your weight a little bit heavier with your sets. So if you're doing your repetitions and then, you know, you do 3 or 2 sets and you're just like, yeah, that felt pretty good. Usually that's what I'm saying to my one-on-one clients. Okay, you need to increase that weight. Okay, so let's do it again. Okay, so here we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right. So I hope you remembered to reverse it each time, that you didn't do all the one side. But if you did all the one side, just reverse it on this next one. So do all the other side, even yourself out a little bit. Okay, so take a break, have a drink. Let those muscles recover. All right. Okay. All right, so here we go. So we got 1, 2, 3, whoop, 4, make sure I reverse it, 5, 6, whoop, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, last one, here we go. Woo, there we go, nice work. Okay, so I think I got some of them reversed to the same side, but it's okay, I evened it out, so it's all right. All right, so next one we're gonna do now, we're gonna go back to focusing on the lower body. So this is a nice 3-part exercise. So when you're doing this one, you're definitely gonna use your weights if you have them. And then what you're gonna do here is you're gonna do your lateral step to the side. We're gonna take that squat down, and then we're gonna take a side leg raise to the side. Now, then we're gonna step back and we're gonna repeat on the other side. So just remember, if you have some knee problems or, I just want to make a little suggestion about the squat. So make sure that the feet are hip width apart. And then when you take that squat down, maybe you only work with a certain range of motion. Maybe that's 45, maybe that's 90 degrees, but you're just thinking about driving the hips back and moving that chest a little bit forward. Okay. All right, so here we go. Enough talking, let's just get our work done, right? Okay, so step to the side, take your squat. So we got 1, step to the side, take your squat. We got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, big lift, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and we got 12. All right. Okay, good. So let's take our rest here. Just grab a drink, let that heart rate come down. Remember to breathe, don't hold the breath. All right. Okay, so so just remember, when we're doing those triple movements or those double movements, again, that heart rate's going to be elevated. That is great. If you're not sort of into doing cardio activities, or maybe you can't, maybe even the low impact bothers you, these types of movements like, double and triple movements is good. Just brings your heart rate up, gives you a little bit more of that cardiovascular activity, just makes the heart work just a little bit more, gets that oxygen pumping a little bit harder through the muscles, okay? So it conditions the heart and the lungs a little bit more, okay? All right, moving on. Woo, let's do that again. Okay, so right back to center. Let's take that step. Let's take that squat, leg raise, back, squat, leg raise to the side, squat down, leg raise, again, stepping, big lift up, okay, squat down, big lift, and again, stepping to the side, take that squat, you got that lift, squat down, lift it up. Okay, a couple more here. Squat down, nice big lift. And then again, and then big lift to the side. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's take that rest, grab a drink. We're gonna squeak out one more set of those. Getting low in my water intake here. Uh-oh. Okay. All right, so we're gonna do one more set of these. And then after that, I have a great ab exercise for you. A lot of people curse me on this one, but trust me, it's so rewarding when you actually build on this one and get better because it is so tough. All right, but we'll see how you guys feel with it. All right, so let's finish off nice and strong with that squat one. So again, we're gonna step to the side. Let's take that squat down and then nice big lift. Now step to the other side, squat down, and then nice big lift. So here we go. We're pumping that out. Remember to breathe. Don't hold the breath. So squatting down, nice big lift, big squeeze. So a few more here. So we got 1, 2, okay, last one, and 3. All right. Okay, so good job on those. Okay, so next movement, what we're gonna do, we're gonna hit the mat. So I really want you to pay attention to this movement and the instructions for this movement. Okay. Look at my mat a little bit closer here. So it gives you more, you can see it better. So we're gonna get into that tabletop position. So we're gonna do something called a, sometimes it's called a bear crawl if you're actually implementing the crawl, but we're not doing the crawl part, or bulldog. So if you've heard of those movements, this is what we're doing. So we're gonna tuck the toes underneath, and 2 things that you can do here. 1, you can lift the knees off the mat. So contracting the abdominal wall and just holding it for the duration that I'm going to count the repetition. Now, if you're doing movement, what you're going to be doing here is going into that position where you're tucking the toes underneath, lifting the knees a little bit off the mat, and then I'm doing taps. So here's the movement part. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to count 20 reps. So whether you want to do the shoulder taps side to side, that's great because that's what I'm going to count. If you're just going to do the knees off the mat and hold it statically, that's fine too. So you'll just finish when I do the 20 reps total. Okay, so let's tuck those toes underneath, lift those knees. Here we go. We got 1. Keeping those hips fairly stable, you're going to feel a little bit of movement through the hip joints as you shift your weight side to side. So just remember to breathe here. Don't hold the breath. So we have 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so good job. So did you find that challenging? Now, just remember to contract the abs. So you really want to think about drawing the belly in towards the spine. So you're feeling the abs through here. You're feeling that contraction. So it really helps support that lower back. And of course, you're not doing a big shift through the hips side to side. You're trying to stabilize, but you're going to get a little bit of movement in that spine too. Okay, so taking that rest, and then we're going to do another set. So we'll go for set number 2. And I'm going to go from the side view this time. So tucking those toes underneath. Let's get ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. All right, guys, nice job. Okay, so we're going to take a few seconds rest, and then we're going to repeat that round again. So again, we'll go for that 20 repetitions. So just grab a drink, let that body recover, and then we'll just get right back to it. All right. So just a couple more seconds here. Okay, so we'll start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Okay, so I moved pretty quickly. So if you're behind in those repetitions, don't worry about it. My repetition count is a guideline. So if you're behind, don't worry. If you're ahead, good for you. But I try to work at a good tempo, so you really shouldn't be ahead of me. Okay, so coming up next, we're going to be focusing on what I call downward facing dog. But if you guys are familiar with the yoga moves, it is a downward dog. So, but I'm just going to add in some movement with that to make it more of a non-static movement. So what we're going to do here, we're going to come up into this, what I call this kind of like active rest. So you're going to come up into that downward facing dog. So you're up into sort of a pike here, and we're going to go toe taps. We're going to go 1 and 2. Okay, so I'm going to count out. We're going to do 20 repetitions. And then in between, we'll take some heel taps side to side, and then we'll take a few little stretches in between as we're doing this one. Okay, so here we go. Nice big lift up. Let's go for toe tap. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, let's keep it going here, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Now, let's do some pedals side to side. So just working out the backs of those legs, just pumping them out nice and strong. And then come right up onto your toes, lower down to the knees. Let's take a rounding of the back. So if you know your yoga moves, we've got the cat stretch. And then drop down for a little belly stretch. Lifting the chin and tail, relax the shoulders, and then relax. Okay, so let's, if you need to, let's just work out the wrists here for a couple rotations. Because sometimes just resting on the wrist, you know, you're putting tension into those joints. So let's tuck those toes underneath again. Let's come back into that stretch again. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Come up onto those toes, maybe do some pedals side to side. Love this stretch. It totally opens up the backs of the legs, the calves, the hamstrings. And then right up onto those tiptoes, let's lower back down, take a couple of those cat and cow movements. And again, we'll go with just a few little wrist rotations, take that break, and then we'll repeat that round for set number 3. Okay. All right, so tuck those toes back underneath. Let's lift it up again. Here we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Come up on those toes. Let's lower back down. Take a few of those cat and cows again. So rounding that back, dropping that belly, and then maybe just a few side to side. Okay, so that's awesome. So next up, what we're going to do is we're going to take a planking position. So we're going to go for resting on the forearms. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to time this movement for you. So we're going to go for 40 seconds. Now, you've got some options here. So you can come into the plank off the knees or on the knees, or a mix of both. So to start off, if you plan on working from the knees, go right to high plank here first and then lower the knees, because that sets you up for the perfect position that you should be in. So I just know that your butt's going to stay down and that you're nice and long through the spine and legs, okay? Okay, so, all right, so let's get ready and we'll start now. Here we go. So pump that out. We got 40 seconds on the clock that we're working towards, and really think about contracting those abs. So drawing that belly button in towards the spine, keeping your back flat. Remember to breathe. Don't hold the breath. Inhale, exhale. And at any time, if you need to drop down to your knees, take that drop, rest there, and hold it. And then you can always come right back to it as well. Inhale, exhale. Okay, let's rest. Nice work, guys. So we have 2 more sets of that, and then we're gonna stretch it out afterwards. You guys have done amazing today. We did so much. We did a lot of multiple movements in one, really taking our workout to a good level. Okay. So we'll start in 15 seconds. So just get yourself in position. You don't need to hold it. Just get ready. Okay. So we're going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Let's pump it out and breathe. Don't hold the breath. We got this piece of cake. Remember, if you need to drop to your knees, you just go ahead and do that. Inhale, exhale. Last 10 seconds. I'm making you do 45. The last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, nice work. Okay, so of course we've got 1 more set left on that one. Okay, so just remember to breathe here. Don't hold the breath. That's important. And also too, I always emphasize on that contraction through the core wall here. So what does that look like? If you put your hands on your belly right now and you contract the muscles, you should feel sort of like almost like a belt, and it's like tightening a little bit, but it's not you sucking in your belly button. So sucking in, if you suck it in, then, and you put your hands there and then you try to like do your tightening as well without the sucking in, there's two differences. And I know it's kind of hard sometimes to cue that on a camera, but you know, if you've got your hands here, think about like a little belt. It's like you kind of feel it tighten a little bit, but you're not sucking that belly button in. Okay, so let's give that a shot. We got one more set. We'll start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Let's just pump that out nice and strong. We're going for that 40 seconds. Remember to breathe. Don't hold the breath. Inhale, exhale. All right, so let's keep that going. We're going to aim for that 45 again. So I just added that 5. So we got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right. Okay, so let's take that rest. Now we did a lot of leg work today. So what I'm going to get you to do is we're going to stretch out those legs. So let's take the left leg, let's cross it over the right side. So let's draw the knees in, and we're going to take our palms and we're going to rest them right on the shins, pulling down. So just remember to breathe here, don't hold the breath. Okay, and then we'll switch it over to the other side. So cross it over, draw those knees in, pulling down on the shins. Remember to breathe, don't hold the breath. Okay, and then let's take that rest. All right, so you're gonna lay on your side next. We're gonna stretch out the quadriceps. So we're drawing that heel in towards the glute. Remember to breathe, don't hold the breath here. And then we'll switch it over to the other side. So let's tuck that heel in towards the glute, stretching out the quadricep. Okay, and then just rest, relax. Let's come on up to a seated position. I'm going to get you to bring the legs out in front, and then we're just going to take that fold forward. So we're focusing here on the lower back. We're focusing into the glutes and the hips a little here. So remember to breathe. Don't hold the breath. And then we'll just gently walk that back. Okay, so let's draw the soles of the feet together. Let's sit up nice and tall, relax the knees. Let's just take some rock and rolls side to side. So remember to breathe, don't hold the breath. Inhale, exhale. All right, now let's tuck the left foot in, extend the right leg. Let's take a nice little stretch here through the hamstrings, through the lower back. Remember to breathe. And then we'll walk it back. Take that nice stretch, rounding out the back. So remember to breathe, don't hold the breath. And then we'll just take a walk back here. So let's bring that right back up to the feet. It's going to take a few seconds to stretch the upper body. We did our planking, we did our halos, we did some biceps. So we're just going to take a nice big stretch. And then inhale, take that reach to the sky, and then over to the left. And then over to the right. Okay, so let's bring that right back to center. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the workout today. Tune in, enjoy. relax, enjoy the rest of the day. All right, guys, take care and bye for now.